All right. Hello, everyone. Happy full moon weekend. Happy Mother's Day weekend here. I believe it's Mother's Day weekend everywhere in the world, although I know there are some countries who do not celebrate. If this is your first time to my live runes reading, or if you're on the replay, hello, I am Magdalena Grace. I am the founder of the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise movement. And you probably have been watching me. You've seen me go through this metamorphosis, and now I call myself an abundance alchemist. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why, other than I believe our life is sacred, your life is sacred, and that we all were born with this divine birthright of abundance. And abundance can mean many, many different things. For me, it's health, wealth, sacred sexuality, really truly coming from your highest and best version of you and shining your light in the world. So you're going to probably hear me speak a little bit more about that stuff as we go on. We're going to dive right in. Today, if you've never tuned in before, this is your first time, welcome. We're going to be doing a full moon, runes reading, and ritual. So as I lead by example, I invite you to follow if it calls to you. This is a ritual. This is not just something that you would necessarily watch. This is not simply a reading. I know there's thousands, probably millions of tarot and all sorts of beautiful astrology readings and things that are happening always on YouTube. And however, this is not just a reading. This is for the full moon. It's also for the week and the month ahead. It is Mother's Day again, so this is a very potent time. Full moon in Scorpio is a very potent time. I'm going to go ahead and cleanse the space, so I invite you to join in. Light some incense if that calls to you. You want to cleanse and clear the space. Anything that does not serve us, we want to release in this full moon ritual. And calling in our spirit guides, calling in animal totems, calling in anything that you believe to be source, wise and ancestors, anything that's unconditionally loving is welcome. Anything that is not, we ask that you do not participate in this ritual and this reading. So the idea here with these readings is to help you expand your consciousness. I'm all about health, wealth, and expanded consciousness. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know, but the more you know, the better you can choose in this life, whether it be healthy habits, whether it be healthy, good partners and relationships. I'm also going to light some incense here. Whatever you do every day defines your life. Our daily habits define our life. Now, it usually takes many months, sometimes even years, to see the pros or even the fallout. If you've ever read the book Atomic Habits, it's kind of what I'm alluding to. Our habits do define us over time. And what I love about these runes readings and rituals every month is the fact that it can really, really help us. Bear with me a second. There you go. I'm putting my incense over here. It can help us tap into our intuition, into me, I see, intimacy, intuition. It's all connected, not just to our third eye, but to our gut instinct, to our heart, also known as the seat of our soul self. We've been brainwashed to look outside ourselves for answers for far too long. And now on this planetary awakening, we're waking up to our truth, remembering, recognizing who we truly are at the soul level. And when that starts to happen, my friends, like it has happened for me over the past 3 to 4 years, oh my gosh, life becomes so much more abundant, so much more enriching. So I invite you today, as you set up your sacred space, as you tune in with me in this experience, to really just go inward, to be distraction free. Grab a journal, grab a piece of paper, a pen, because we are going to write down and burn away something that you want to let go of. So if you're watching this on the replay, hit the pause button. Again, grab journal, pen, and some paper that you want to tear, that you could be from your journal, but that you can burn and transmute, alchemize. I'm an abundance alchemist, so I teach all of my clients how to turn lead into gold, how to turn, fear into love, how to turn, shame into calling back your power and being empowered, and a healthy pride, So there's always the shadow and the light. And I mention that because as I go into this time with you, I'm going to talk about the moon that's happening on Monday, May 12th. And it's around 9:30 in the morning Pacific time, 12:30 something Eastern. This full moon astrology components will help you potentially decide what you want to release or just something to be mindful of. So I'll talk about the full moon energies. Then I'm going to open up a sacred space really quickly. And then we're going to do the runes reading. And I have a bonus card today, since it's Mother's Day weekend, the Divine Mother Feminine Oracle deck. So let's go ahead and actually close your eyes for a few moments, not knowing where you may have come from. Maybe you had a stressful day, morning. Really, this ritual is meant to be done anytime between the 11th and the 13th. Again, that would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday here in the month of May, 11th, 12th, and 13th. So close your eyes, just take a moment. We want to declutter the mind. Get grounded here now in this present moment. Have your feet firmly planted on the floor, preferably seated, lying down, not driving, not distracted. Let's just take 3 cleansing inhales and exhales first. So go ahead, in through the nose, inhale deep into the belly, go ahead. And exhale it out. One more time, inhale, second time, inhale. Last time, one more cleansing breath, deepest of the day. Inhale deep through the nose. Noticing how you feel. If you don't feel relaxed yet, take a couple more deep breaths. If you want to even hit the pause button, we're going to dive right in. So this full moon is a full moon in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio season, again, if you understand and you don't need to astrology, the full moon is always 6 months ahead of the new moon. So Scorpio is October, November time. And ultimately, think back to November 1st. That was the Scorpio new moon. And I won't go into the story, but I will say that that was probably one of the most darkest, painful new moons of my life, if not the. So I'm very curious about what this full moon will bring for me. Full moons are all about endings. So if you think back to the Scorpio new moon, November 1st, where were you at in your life? And if you were with me, you may have set new moon intentions. You may not have, and that's fine. This may be a new opportunity for you to start to play with and dance with the energies and the cycles of the moon. There's a reason there's more emergencies, people in the psych wards, hospitals, fire alarms literally going off figuratively in our lives around the full moon is the energy is at a really intense level. And this scorpionic energy, if you think of a scorpion, right? People are scared of scorpions because it's like, you get poked by that and that's not a good thing. Scorpio is also about water, darkness, shadow. If you're into shadow work like me, you're prepared for this because it can bring up a lot of dark memories, thoughts, feelings, emotions, nostalgia from the past. And it's time to look at it. It's also time to not get attached to it and to let it flow like water. Scorpio is a water sign. Let it flow through you. It's also a great time to tap into your intuition and do some meditation. We're doing a women's circle here today at the Lotus Throne Sanctuary here in San Diego. Super excited to be working with these women so we can cry, we can let go of these watery emotions as well. It's a great time to be working with water. I'm going to go and jump in the ocean tomorrow as part of my full moon ritual. So however you want to spend this time, it's just really important to be aware that some darkness can come up. We've been through a really huge clearing in the past 2 weeks since I did the new moon reading on April 27th. That was the Taurus new moon. I got sick. My kids got sick. I had to really slow down and be grounded. That's Taurus energy. So we're in the Taurus season still. However, when you have earth and water, there can be stagnation. There can be a lot going on to slow you down to go inward. So if you've been sick, if you've just had some sudden unexpected things happen that you're like, whoa, I just need to take a chill pill, that's okay. That's what's going on right now. That's normal. So that the Scorpio full moon can help you release and let go. So Scorpio illuminates power, passion, secret, repressed emotions or desires, shadows around material things, sexuality, finances. Truly, it's a time about taboo. Anything that's taboo or judged or repressed within you, especially from your childhood or societal wounding, this stuff could come up for you. And I can say for me, sacred sexuality and shame around that has been part of what's come up for me. So what is coming up for you? I just want you to take a pause. Think about that for a moment. Reflect back on the couple weeks or since the new moon in November. What parts of you have you found that haven't been nourished or mothered since we're right here, Mother's Day weekend, right? What parts of you have not been nourished and cared for with love and compassion from yourself? It's all about you. Yes, it's important to have coaches, mentors, helpers, guides like me and your therapist and partners and stuff like that, but we can't rely on them to be our saviors. This is all Age of Aquarius. This is all about you saving you, and it starts by going inward with love, compassion, and curiosity. So really, really thinking about, again, what has been showing up for you the past couple of weeks, and just be aware of it as you go through this weekend, the 11th through the 13th especially. So that could be what you want to focus on today, what you want to let go of. Is there any shame around money? Is there scarcity, lack, or desire for money? And maybe you judge yourself. Maybe you have a desire for sex and sexuality or having more sensuality in your life. Again, money, sex, very taboo. It's a lot of what I'm going to be talking more and more about because my clients have been presenting that. I've been presenting that. It's in the collective. It's coming up for all of us right now. So what do you want to let go of? Go ahead and think about that. As I perform this runes reading, I'm actually, I've already opened up Sacred Space, but if you want to do that on your side now, you can. I'm going to actually tuning the spirit, calling in Woden, calling in Freya, calling in my wise and healed ancestors. So if you're new to the runes, I'm not teaching what runes are. It's just divination tools that are here to help you awaken parts of you, symbols, and your own ancestors. So we'll go through this. This is not just for the week ahead, technically all the way up to the next Scorpio new moon, which is 6 months from now. Wow, interesting. Okay, this is fantastic. So I love this. This is incredible. This goes really well with what is happening right now. So I'm going to show you 3 runes that represent the past, the present, and the future, knowing that really we only have this here now moment. The idea here is what conjures up for you as you look at the rune first, write things down as they come through. I'll tell you what they mean, what I'm divining through my own guidance and wisdom. So this is rune number 1. Now these. Take a look at it. So this again can be the past week, the past month, or since this is a full moon reading, all the way since the November 1st new moon. And I am always just blown away. I can't make this stuff up. How spot on this is for me and my clients. So a lot of you are starting new things. Could be a new relationship, could be a new business, could be a reassessment of current relationship and current said business. So part of what now these is focusing on your basic needs, focusing on your fundamentals, focusing on your core values. Now these also stands for needs fire. So if you see this, it looks like two little sticks being rubbed together. I can't tell you, this is the runes that I've worked with for almost 3 years now. This is the one I've pulled the most. And here I am, going through a divorce, focusing on my business, focusing on new offers, focusing on new things. But I had to reassess what worked and what didn't work and start with the basic fundamentals. So again, this is the past 6 months, past month since the last full moon, or even just this past week. Where were you focusing on your core values? Where were you focusing on the fundamentals? Okay. And again, thinking back to today, and the purpose of this is, what do you want to let go of? Maybe there was something in the past 6 months since the new moon that was still getting in your way. Maybe an addictive behavior, a self-sabotaging limiting belief, like I'm not enough. That makes it hard. If you're coming from scarcity or lack, that makes it really hard to start something new, to start a new fire, to focus on your basic needs. So just be aware of that. Here's the present now moment with this full moon. Take a look at this first and see if anything comes through. So this one is Awaz. This is a beautiful one for the Scorpio full moon because it's about going on a journey. If you look at this, it's the letter of M. So you could also say this stands for Mother's Day. You have a mother wound that you want to let go of, that you want to meditate on, that you want to go inward on and let go. It's also a literal physical journey. So maybe you're going to physically go somewhere in the next, week or next month or next 6 months that's going to radically shift your life. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to move, but it means that you're taking a trip. Maybe you're going to be also partnering or collaborating as a result of that trip. I'm going to Canada again this summer and collaborating with some more business partners. This can also represent that when you're collaborating or when you're going on a trip and taking travel, there's usually other people involved. So there's a collaboration component, there's a trust component, there's a partnership. This is actually, Awaz actually has literally a physical meaning, horse and rider. So who are you going to partner with in the next 6 months? And with this full moon, there's probably some limiting beliefs or fears around partnership, whether it's a sacred sexuality partnership, whether it's a business partnership that you've got to let go of. And that starts by going inward. So Awaz is a spiritual, kind of rune that can help you just go in and accept what hasn't worked for you and then let it go so that you can partner with this new person or this new group, this new collaboration, to be able to have a good, healthy relationship. So if you have anything that has been bothering you around relationships, this is the time with a Scorpio full moon to let that go. Maybe if you're getting into a business partnership with, again, this is all about relationship partnership between horse and rider or people. Maybe you've got to let go of past toxic relationships that are no longer serving you before you get into another relationship, so that you don't bring the baggage from the past into that relationship. And lastly, this is interesting. This is the future card. This is, again, there's no good or bad runes. I just want to remind you, I've pulled this the last 3 readings. So this is the 3rd time in a row that I've pulled this. I'm going to show you first. This is Uruz reversed. This is interesting. I've got something new today I've never gotten before with this one. So Uruz, when it's upright, it means physical strength moving forward with, effortlessness. It's like the the ox pulling the plow. So when it's reversed like this, it's not necessarily, again, there's no good or bad with the runes. They just give you heads up so you can make the best decisions possible. Just saying that there's going to be some slowing down. There's going to be some stopping, some stagnation. It is still, and I've been hearing this from a lot of different astrologers and tarot card readers too. This is really an important year to focus on your health. So this is saying whatever you're letting go, whatever you're purging with this full moon, really nourish yourself. I talked about that already. Nourish yourself with the next 6 months until the next Scorpio new moon. Really do the shadow work, really go inward. I also, the thing that came through today that I've never had before is this looks like a cup. So fill your cup. How are you going to fill your cup over the next week to 30 days or up to 6 months, depending on how you honor the full moon energies? So how can you fill your cup? How can you nourish yourself? How can you stop and smell the roses? How can you slow down to speed up? And that's exactly what I'm doing because I got sick, right? This past couple of weeks. My kids got sick. I got the crud for about a week. I'm still kind of hearing it in my voice. So being able to sit with this on this full moon, whatever you're letting go of right now, it gives you the opportunity then to be open to receive more also. That's what this cup I'm getting is also going to help. The more you can be open and receive, you can't give from an empty cup, right? So this is a time to really be in receptivity mode, being open, being vulnerable. If you don't feel like doing something, don't do it. Don't people please, don't fawn. Just allow this next week to 30 days to 6 months be a time of nourishment and filling your cup. And if you are stagnant, be okay with that. Don't force, don't push, right? Don't try to hurt the ox who's supposed to be pulling the plow. You might get a flat tire. You might break the ox. You might break the plow. And that's a metaphor for you being the ox pulling the plow, right? Maybe you got to cultivate more. Maybe you got to till the soil, get rid of the rocks. This is all farming analogies. Hopefully you're following along. But where are you have stagnation in your life and how can you maybe slow down to speed up? So that's the reading for today. Now what I'm going to invite you to do, we're going to do eyes closed, cleansing breaths, and then I'm going to tone for you. And then we're going to burn whatever comes through in this meditation. We're going to burn it for the full moon and release it. That'll be the last thing we do. I mix it up. I let the spirit lead me through this whole process. Sometimes I plan one way and then it comes through another way. Oh, and that reminds me, forgive me, Divine Mother was just looking right in my face. I almost forgot to do the bonus card. I forgot last month. So as I say, charge that to my head, not to my heart. And again, it's always perfect. I've learned that as a recovering perfectionist Virgo. Everything happens as it always is meant to be. All we got to do is release and let go and accept what is. So which Divine Mother would like to speak to us today on this eve of Mother's Day, on this eve of the full moon? What do we need to know? Ooh, wow, 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 wow. This is so beautiful. Especially if you're, this is coming through. I just wrote an article, a blog article about Mother's Day and mother's wounding, mom wounding, womb wounding if you're a woman. Maybe you've had a miscarriage, maybe you have a strained relationship with your mother, maybe you lost your mother, maybe you're a mother who's struggling with your own children and you don't have a close relationship with them. Or you just have a mother wound in general because maybe your mother was never really there for you as a child. So this card speaks to all of that. So you can also go to my blog, check it out at magdalenagrace.com. I just published that blog yesterday. So it's there in perpetuity, and I have a free gift that's included on how to heal the mother wound, and also just some other great stuff to support you and nourish you through this time. So this is Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. So take a look at this card. This woman, see if I can get this a little further. Mirabai, you can see the writing. So again, she's the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. So let me read her card and then I'll do the toning meditation for you. So bear with me a moment. Mirabai. Mirabai embodies a love that lets us do what's right for our own lives, no matter what others might think. Mirabai, or Mira, is a Bhakti poet and mystic from Rajasthan, India. She was born a princess in the late 15th century, and she unwillingly married Baj Raj, the crown prince of Mewar, in 1516. But she considered Krishna to be her true husband. Legend says that her husband's family tried to kill her several times for defying the social customs and expectations of a wife. But in each of these legends, Mirabai's love for Krishna would miraculously save her. She wears the Krishna Tilaka, that's the forehead marking that you usually see from people from India, as a sign of her devotion to him. Northern India in the 16th century was besieged by violent battles between Hindus and Muslims. Mirabai's husband, father, and father-in-law all died in the war with the Islamic army of Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire. Mirabai refused to join her husband on his funeral pyre and again defied social and cultural expectations. She was a rebel. She became the central poet saint of the Bhakti movement during this difficult period in Indian history. The Bhakti movement is a spiritual path focused on the cultivation of a personal love for the divine. It's a devotional form of worship that believes anyone can have direct access to the divine, regardless of sex, caste, or religion. Mirabai became the symbol of people's suffering under the caste system and the persecution that ensued if anyone tried to defy social and political standing. Mirabai's poems are lyrical padas, or love songs using metric verses, and they are so widely known and cherished because they relate an ultimate freedom that Mirabai lived out in her love for Krishna. When your soul selects her card, often without even realizing it, we make choices based on external expectations on how we think other people will perceive our actions. Mirabai is about doing what's right for you and no one else. Ultimately, only you can know what needs to be done or said. You have this one brief life, and every second of it matters. Mirabai is about standing up for what you know is right for you, even if others will judge you for it. The fear of being persecuted can convince us not to be true to who we really are. There's a love, though, that's far larger than human constructs and cultural values. Love isn't ethical. Love isn't bound by any idea of what's socially acceptable. Love is what sets us free from the expectations that bind us. Love, in whatever way it finds us, asks us to stay loyal to our own soul. Any outside force or person who asks us to betray our most intimate relationship with the divine isn't acting out of love. For Mirabai, her true husband wasn't the one she was married to. The love that made her brave, the love that inspired her every poem and action was a divine love for Krishna. So the laws that bound her to the strict expectations of being a wife didn't actually apply to her. Love asks us to look at what really matters to us and at what we truly value. And love asks us to bravely defy expectations in order to be true to ourselves. Love wants us to marry our own soul. So here's a question for you, and maybe we'll meditate on this during the toning. What holds me back from expressing my truth? What holds me back from expressing my truth? So meditate on that and the 3 runes. Again, hopefully you took some notes. And I'll be toning, I'll be singing, and this is a time for you to hear my voice and to allow that to wash over you and to be able to see what it is that you want to release. Then we'll write it down, we'll burn it, and we'll be complete. All right. So go ahead, get comfortable, however that means for you. Even if you want to lie down this time, close your eyes, go within. Take a nice deepest inhale and sigh it out. Do another one, another deep inhale. Let it all go. As I sing and intone, see what comes through, what it is that you want to let go on this Scorpio full moon. Continue to breathe deep. I'm going to go just a little bit longer. Your head with your eyes still closed, just taking in one nice deepest inhale, cleansing into the belly and the chest. Inhale. And sigh it out. Going ahead, opening your eyes, pausing if you need to. You can always hit the pause button if you're on the replay. Go ahead and write down. I'm actually not going to join you because I'm going to be doing this in ceremony with my Sacred Sister Circle today. So just take a piece of paper and write down one or two things. Keep it simple. What is it that you want to let go on this full moon? Again, knowing that this is Pluto retrograde, it's a time to let go of the taboo. Is it, sexuality, money, scarcity, lack, toxicity of narcissistic, behaviors, or letting go of your own narcissistic tendencies and shadows, shame, judgment, guilt. I'll give you a few moments to write this down. And now, hopefully you had already lit a candle, or you have a lighter or a match. And what I want you to do is actually physically burn the piece of paper. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you burn the entire paper. I have this like shell that I use. You could use a bowl, a glass, a cup. So go ahead, light it up, light it up. Make sure you get all sides of the paper that you can. And then when it starts to be inflamed, drop it in the cup, the bowl, the shell. Watch it burn. I'm actually getting goosebumps here, and I'm not even doing the burning. I'm feeling it in my skull, my crown chakra right now. So notice also where you're feeling it in your body. You may get some signs or other messages through that. If you have a fireplace, you can toss it in there. As later on, after you complete this, you can bury it in the ground if you like. And then, since this is about releasing, we're not going to set new intentions, but what I am going to do is encourage you to journal. Take some time as you let this go. By letting it go and alchemizing it in the fire, what can you open yourself up to? Maybe if any of these cards, or not cards, I guess the Mirabai card, loving yourself, you're married to your own soul, falling in love with yourself, going on that journey, what you are letting go can open you up to new partnerships, new relationships, new opportunity. It was AWAs, new collaborations. You got to let that shit go first, right? Integrate it and embody it. That's my last tip. As you journal about this and you let it go through this full moon and be gentle and nourishing with yourself, as you let it go, what kind of action can you take that would be in alignment with what you let go of today, so that over the next 30 days to 6 months, you can see shifts, magical shifts in your life? So that would be your homework, is to what embodied action can you take in the next few days? And especially with this future rune, the urus, how can you fill your cup? How can you embrace if there is any stagnation or speed bumps or hurdles, or how can you embrace and be with it instead of judging yourself, shaming yourself, feeling guilty? So allowing that to release. Just some couple quick announcements. If you saw value in this today, share it with someone you know, like, or trust and care about, that may be going through a really heavy time right now, especially with Mother's Day weekend. There's no coincidence that this is Mother's Day weekend and a full moon. I really believe that we're looking at some of the mother wounding. There's lots of feminine wounding that can cause a lot of people pleasing, a lot of things. Maybe this is our time to rise up and become sovereign, loving and falling in love with our own soul instead of being codependent on others. This is a very potent time. So please share this. And if you have any interest, if you're local, I have a couple spots left on May 17th for my Healthy and Wealthy and Wise Abundance Alchemist workshops for conscious entrepreneurs who want to double their income without selling their soul. I have one on the 17th. I have one on the 24th. I have one on the 31st if you're here local in San Diego County. And if you're not, but you'd love to talk to me more about how to expand your health and wealth consciousness, go to magdalenagrace.com. You can book a runes reading there. You can book an abundance alchemy session there. I also have abundance womb healing sessions now for women who really want to step into their power. You can also subscribe to my email list. I have 2 newsletters now, Healthy and Wealthy and Wise for conscious entrepreneurs, and then Women's Health, Divine Feminine Embodiment, and Womb Healing. So subscribe at healthyandwealthyandwise.com, and I hope to see you next time. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourself. There's no one else like you out there. So you deserve abundance. You deserve amazing love and healthy relationships. You deserve to trust yourself and to really lean into your best wisdom. So I believe when you trust yourself and can shift, your health and wealth will grow and expand, and the best will be yet to come. Alrighty, take care. Bye-bye.
Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hire Magdalena for a runes reading or healing session by emailing support@microdosingforhealth.com.